Hi everyone, welcome to Life Tips by Ning. In today's video, I'm sharing explanations for the 34th hexagram in I-Ching called Great Strength. The reason it's called Great Strength is based on the image of this hexagram because the external triagram is thunder and the inner triagram is heaven. So imagine in the sky, a lot of thunder and rain is signifying this immense power harnessed above us. Like it's force of nature, so it's super strong. It's gathering great power, and it's also one of the 12 trending hexagram in the overall 64 hexagrams. It's signifying this yang strength is gathering power, is getting stronger and stronger. Eventually, it will take over and push those two remaining yin lines away. It's kind of corresponding to the spring season where the yang's energy is gaining strength. Everything is revived. All the life form come back to its kind of sprouting form. It's gaining strength to reach the peak season in the summertime, whereas after summer, the yang's qi is going to decline, eroding into the fall and winter season where yin's energy is the strongest. So that's kind of the rhythm of nature. This is a point in time where the yang's energy is getting super strong. So in that situation, the default human brain, we're very inclined to act recklessly because we're like, we are so strong, we have so much power, and then the human nature will cause misjudgment of the overall environment we're in. You might put too much emphasis on your own strength over objectively looking at the situation and accurately assess where you truly are. Because of that psychological inclination, we're likely to make a hasty decision that we will regret later because of that rush, because of that impulse of recklessly making decision. That's why the wisdom of the 34th hexagram is about being cautious, being planful. Make sure you assess the situation accurately. Assess your kind of your role in the overall big picture in an objective way, and be very well prepared and planned before you leap into the next phase. That's the teaching of it. Another way to look at it is its relationship with its prior hexagram, the 33rd one, called retreat. Because each hexagram in I-Ching is kind of paired and has some sort of a relationship with its prior one. 33 is about the beauty of retreat. If you flip the whole image upside down, you will land on the 34th one, great power. So it's describing the same thing from two opposite angles. Retreat is all about being decisive. Don't linger around, don't hold on, like just decisively let go. That will save you from great danger. Whereas the 34th hexagram, great strength, great power, it's all about when you're advanced when you're in a favorable situation, pause, calm down, take precaution, take a lot of preparation and readiness before you move on. It's the opposite of being decisively retreat, withdraw. And then when you're in a kind of advancing, aggressive position, right, to attack other people, to move forward or advance, take caution. So that's the point of this 34th hexagram. And in terms of individual lines, the first one has a very misfortunate result. The reason is it's going against the principle of the overall teaching. It's a yang line in a yang position. It's too hastily, aggressively trying to make a mark. But guess what? It's the first position, so this person might be inexperienced, ill prepared, or totally misreading his environment, giving too much credit to his own ability versus assessing it in a more realistic and objective way. Because of rush into something, that hastiness to kind of leave a mark be successful, that will in turn lead to self-incurred danger and misfortune. It's quite negative. So if you land on this one, do the opposite. Stay put, be more prepared, hold yourself back, kind of overcome that inner nag to impulsively do something. The second one is actually a really good one. The reason is a yang line in the yin position, especially the second line is in a balanced position, it's in the middle. So it got that gentle influence with the yin's position to pull him back. So this guy, rather than being super impulsive and recklessly moving forward, is able to remain very like step by step and slowly and gradually, because deep down I'm not in a rush. I know my own strength. I know the right time and for me will come. So rather than rushing myself, I will slowly, gradually, steadily get to my goal. And because I can control my instinct to act forcefully. I'm a master of my own kind of intuitively defects, right? Because of that, I will lead to a very positive and successful outcome. Just this person knows good things take time and is not going to rush it. The third one, however, is a different story again, because it's a yang line in the yang position in the ending stage of this internal trigram, transitioning to the outer trigram. It's very unsteady. This is depending on your kind of role for yourself, your mindset in the situation. The common way, most people will actually fall to the trap of, I'm so strong, I want to leverage my strength, so I will just act really abruptly, brutally, without really smart strategy put into it. So I'm going to use my strength blindly and just push through. It's like a ram trying to rush out the fencing area to get freedom, but because you're not prepared, you didn't think through ahead of time, you're just using your pure force. You're going to ram through the fence, but guess what? Your horn will get entangled in the fence, so you'll be trapped. That means like you're stuck in some situation, right? It's a negative result. However, if you're able to exercise self-restraint, even though I recognize my strength, I still am not going to hastily rush through things. I will carefully observe my surroundings and make the right call at the right time. That, if you can take that type of a smart approach, then you can turn the negative result into positive. So it depends on your own mindset. It's similar to like, you see the truly wealthy people in society, they don't flash their wealth, right? The true people who have strength, they don't show off. It's the ones who kind of don't have a sustained long-term mentality about their wealth, or they just suddenly get wealth rather than it's built on like a long track of success. Those are the type of people who will flash their wealth and show off to the world. So depending on which type of mindset you want to take, that will drive the ultimate outcome. The fourth one is kind of a neutral one, leaning towards positive, because this is the ending stage, the leader of this cluster of Yang's energy trying to kind of erode into those remaining two yin lines. So because I'm a yang line sitting in the fourth position, which is the yin position, is even number. So it's a similar concept as the second line. I'm a yang energy, I'm the leader of this rush of power. However, this yin's position is a good balancing character on my decision-making process. I'm able to assess things accurately, carefully, very take a lot of precaution before I do something. So I kind of prevented myself from the third line's disastrous result of just forcing through things and getting tangled. This guy, because the yin's influence of strong preparation, I finally decided to run. And guess what? This time, because of that tactful preparation, I used my strength in the right approach. So I was able to break free. I successfully break through the fence rather than being entangled in the mess. So it's actually a good one, meaning that you have a smoother progress without being entangled, and your future will be wide open. You're successfully gone through some sort of a hardship. The fifth one is kind of neutral, leaning towards the negative side. The reason is this is the yin line. Guess what? You can read the trend. The trend meaning that the cluster of yang's line eventually will push you out and take over. So you know you're in a overall bad timing of losing authority, losing power, and that's something you cannot control. Because of that, this person is smart enough, because it's a yin line, right? I recognize that I have no chance of fighting directly head on and win the game. So the smart thing for me to do is not engage and retreat, withdraw. Because of that non-confrontational attitude, I'm able to prevent major loss, major regret. But guess what? I'm in this position of king, position of power, the fifth line. But because of this non-confrontational, non-engagement attitude, that process will naturally lead to some sort of a loss, right? You would have lost a lot of opportunities, a lot of potential gains because of this non-engagement attitude. But with that loss, you also can gain from prevention of major loss and regrets. So small loss over the process, but in the end, you're still taking a wise approach of non-engagement. So it's kind of neutral, leading to a little bit negative outcome, but it's not disastrous or big misfortune. Last but not least is a bad one again. This is, again, that group of yin's energy being pushed out. So I'm at the ending stage of this hexagram. I want to retreat, but the situation prevent me from doing it because my high position. Just like a person in high power, the higher you go, the dangerous it is. And if you assess the timing wrong and the newcomers come, you miss that optimal timing and you get replaced. And then sometimes it's too late to have regret because you miss out on the right timing to get yourself out, because it's harder to get out at this high stage in life. That's why this person is stuck. You cannot hide and go back or just like, I don't want to engage with you. Like this fifth one, he still has a chance. This one's timing is horrible. I already missed the time, so I can't go back. But what's my other option? Confront you. But I'm a yin line. I don't have that strength to confront this ever-growing new trend, this new cluster of force. So I can't confront you either. So I get stuck. I have no option. You can go forward and you cannot go backwards. You're just gonna get stuck. So what should you do? In that case, you just have to take a very peaceful mind and endure through this hardship, knowing that nothing will stay constant in life. Eventually, that bad time will pass, and you wait for the right time to come, and that's your time to act. But right now, there's not much you can do. Just have to practice this kind of non-attachment attitude and go through this hardship as best you can in order to learn something from it. So that's the overall explanation for the 34th hexagram in I-Ching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.